Hi everyone, I'm Andy and this is the AI Breakdown. Welcome to your weekly news edition where I'll cover what happened in AI last week and why it matters, all in under 10 minutes. Let's dive straight into GPT-5, OpenAI's new flagship model that launched just over a week ago. OpenAI is calling it a significant step toward AGI, and for once, the hype feels like it has some weight. It brings sharper reasoning, stronger coding capability, and the kind of domain expertise you'd expect from a PhD. Enterprise adoption is already moving fast, with names like Amgen, Lowe's, Uber, Moderna, and Salesforce rolling it into their workflows. But this has received a mixed reaction. On the one hand, after the bumpy first week, enterprise users are broadly positive, highlighting better reliability and sheer horsepower. But the ChatGPT Plus crowd hasn't been so kind. Power users have slammed it for losing personality, delivering uneven quality, tightening moderation, and slapping on surprise rate limits. Features disappeared overnight, and the backlash forced OpenAI into firefighting mode, rolling back limits, fixing bugs, and even reinstating GPT-4o after briefly yanking it. If you want the full deep dive, check out my episode from last week, GPT-5 1 week in, the chaos, the fixes, and the future. Next up, a big move in the cloud wars. Oracle and Google Cloud have teamed up to bring Gemini AI models straight into Oracle Cloud and business apps. What does that mean in practice? If you're an Oracle customer, you can now tap Google's latest Gemini models, text, images, even video and audio, without leaving your Oracle environment. No extra vendors, no messy integrations, just switch it on and pay with your regular Oracle Cloud credits. And the bigger picture? We're officially in a multi-cloud moment. Enterprises don't want to be locked into one ecosystem, they want choice. Oracle's making that possible by letting clients pull in the best AI tools from multiple providers, and that cuts down the headaches of onboarding, compliance, and procurement. Industry watchers are calling it a triple win. Oracle's customers get shiny new features, Oracle boosts its usage, and Google quietly slides Gemini into more corporate hands. Over in Washington, the US government is going all in on AI. The GSA has just launched USAI.gov, a secure central hub where every federal agency can test, evaluate, and integrate models from OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, and Meta. It's free for agencies to use and design for fast experimentation before anyone commits big budgets. And then came the headline grabber. Anthropic offered its Claude chatbot to the entire US government for just $1 a year, a copycat moment to match OpenAI's similar $1 bid that I covered in last week's news roundup. Call it a price war or a publicity stunt, but the result is the same. Every branch of government now has dirt cheap access to cutting-edge AI. The takeaway? Public sector adoption is officially game on. AI isn't just a Silicon Valley plaything anymore. It's moving straight into federal workflows. The mood is surprisingly positive too, with rare bipartisan support. The open question is whether government agencies can actually keep pace with the speed of the tech. One of the spiciest stories this week, Reuters got hold of Meta's 200-page internal rulebook for its AI chatbots, approved by legal, policy, engineering, even the chief ethicist, and it's not a good look. The document, Gen AI, Content Risk Standards, explicitly allowed bots to engage a child in conversations that are romantic or sensual, with examples like describing a child's youthful form as a work of art and telling a shirtless 8-year-old, "Every inch of you is a masterpiece." It also carved out room to generate racist arguments, like claiming black people are dumber than white people, and to publish known falsehoods, such as alleging a living British royal has an STI, so long as the bot appended the disclaimer, "This is untrue." After Reuters started asking questions, Meta said those child-related examples were erroneous, removed them, and admitted enforcement had been inconsistent. US senators have since called for a probe. Here's the reality. If you're putting AI in front of customers or in regulated spaces, you can't just launch and walk away. Strong governance, clear guardrails, and thorough auditing aren't optional extras. They're absolutely essential for survival in today's market. This meta story shows exactly what happens when those safeguards slip. Now onto the enterprise AI front. Cohere just pulled in a fresh $500 million investment round pushing its valuation up to about $6.8 billion. But the bigger headline, they've hired Joël Pineau, the former head of AI research at Meta, as their first ever chief AI officer. That's a serious statement of intent. Cohere's pitch has always been different from the do-everything giants. They're carving out a space for customizable, privacy-first AI built for business. Think models you can fine-tune, deploy securely, and run in a way that doesn't compromise sensitive data. Investors clearly like that positioning. Nvidia and Salesforce are backing them heavily. Why does this matter? It's more evidence that enterprise AI is maturing. The market isn't just rewarding big general-purpose models anymore. It's rewarding vendors who focus on safety, vertical expertise, and deployments businesses can actually trust. Meanwhile, over at eBay, AI is quietly reshaping the seller experience. They've rolled out tools that auto-generate product descriptions, streamline messaging with buyers, and even suggest feedback responses. The result? More than 500,000 AI-assisted listings every single day. Sellers seem on board too, thanks to one clever design choice. Everything the AI suggests is optional and fully editable before going live. That balance between automation and control is earning them trust and traction. Here's a few rapid-fire headlines before we wrap. Microsoft has rolled out GPT-5 across Office 365, Azure, and GitHub Copilot. So if you're using any of those platforms, chances are you're already working with it. And while talking about GitHub Copilot, an AI pair programmer that helps developers write code faster and with less effort, they just passed the 20 million user mark, and it is now in use at 90% of Fortune 100 companies. It's not just about faster coding either. Engineers are reporting fewer repetitive tasks and more time spent on creative, high-value work. Google's Gemini just added a new personal context feature, letting the assistant remember details from past chats, like your preferences or ongoing projects, similar to ChatGPT, so you don't have to repeat yourself. Crucially, it comes with granular privacy controls, so you decide what's saved and what isn't. And then there's Perplexity, which raised eyebrows with a tongue-in-cheek $34.5 billion offer to buy Google Chrome. No one thinks Google will sell, and few believe Perplexity has that kind of cash lying around. Consensus is, it was a pure PR stunt, ballsy sure, but not a move that's getting them any closer to Chrome's billions of users. That's all for this week's AI Roundup. If you found value in this breakdown, please leave a rating and hit subscribe. See you next week.